Breaking news, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene just wrapping up a town hall amid the growing uproar over numerous conspiracy theories she has spread. And tonight, she was still spreading conspiracy theories amid calls for her to be removed from the Education Committee in Congress.
So that's her, even today, without President Trump in office, without all that's going on, she's still doing this. Yeah, because she knows that this guy is focusing on building a new government, and she wants to be in it. And she thinks that they all thought that they were going to take over the government of the United States. They really thought that on the 6th. They all went there, they fought, they broke down the doors. They were going to hang the vice president. They were going to kill Pelosi. They were going to kill a number of people. Yeah, it just was, but it didn't happen, thank God. Yeah. You know, but the process is that's the way it was going. And that's the way, why now we have all of these government agents, military surrounding, and big tall fences surrounding the White House now, because they're getting wise. Yeah. The people with heart are starting to get smart. Yeah. And they're realizing, you know, we need to put, you know, metal detectors before people walk into the Senate, into Congress, even the senators, even the congressmen. You know, who knows who's going to pull out a gun and shoot a Republican who they believe is wrong and doesn't believe in QAnon or Trump. Yeah. And they're only Republicans. They carry guns. They carry them into Congress, and then they threaten Congress with their guns. Don't tell me to wear a mask. Yeah. Don't tell me QAnon doesn't exist. Don't tell me that the votes were real, that President Trump isn't president. They're carrying guns. Yeah. So right now, Pelosi and a lot of people are saying within the government, we have people who are willing to kill us. And we don't know what to do. We don't have the strength or the courage to kick them out. We don't have the strength or ability as a unified relationship to understand this is the difficulty. This is what we're in right now. That's flypaper. Yeah? That's discernment and discrimination. That's when you realize, you know, this path is this way, this path, and we're not on the same path. And this one is very dangerous. And this one just took over Washington. Just one took over cities and blamed the Democrats for doing it. But yet it was the Republicans doing it. It was the president ushering in all of those relationships in all those cities. Yeah. You know, but none of that was being recognized because the president doesn't do wrong. Yeah. You got to not think that the president does wrong. He does wrong, a lot of wrong. Yeah. And discernment and discrimination is the basis of the government. Yeah. We need to have really wise, high-minded, extreme heartfelt people in government who's able to take the right relationship and get rid of people who are harming humanity. They're there to protect humanity, not to harm humanity or suppress humanity of any race, creed, or color. Yeah? They're there to end that and create protection, human rights for all people. Yeah? To where you have peace and tranquility. You have the right for peace and all living beings have a right for that. That means you have a right for a place to live. You have a right for a job that pays you what it takes to live. You have a right to go to a hospital and not be kicked out. You know? You have a right when you pay taxes, you get something for it. You know? Which would be all of this stuff. And not just military might and governor assholes that treat you like shit. Yeah, and yet you're the one paying all the taxes. Yeah, it's flypaper now, but the flies will be gone. Yeah, and we won't need flypapers. You know, and all the shit that they're creating, you know, will be gone. Yeah, and everything will open up because of discernment and discrimination. It's in Congress, the House of Representatives, it's in the Supreme Court, and it's in the President of the United States. It is discernment and discrimination. It is this brow center that it all focuses through. So everybody who takes these positions in the government must be checked out by me. All of them. Every single one of them. So that's what's going on. Over the next 2 years, books and magazines and televisions and all kinds of shit are putting me out into the public, telling everybody that I'm here, telling everybody that Christ is reincarnated, telling everybody, especially the government. Which means over the next year, I'm going to Washington. And I will be in Washington. I will have an office in Washington. And I will be in charge of blessing, recognizing, and acknowledging those who are taking office. Yeah. And I will explain everything about this person, and they can either believe me or not. Yeah. But I will say everything that is about this person. Yeah. I will say everything. And trust me, there's nothing I miss. I could see right straight through a person. I could see what's been going on since they were born, and I can see their intentions for future. You know? So if it's not laid out in right relationship toward humanity, then we're not in the governed reality that the Constitution is based on. Yeah? It's based on the will of God. It's based on the law of God, the law of love. It's based on the 10 Commandments. And we hadn't even put them in the process of the Constitution. So when I walk in, I'm walking in as the 10 Commandments. I don't have any, oh, maybe this way, oh, maybe that way. It is one way. One way. Yeah? We do not kill. Yeah? We do not rape. Yeah? We do not manipulate another person for our own needs. Yeah? All these things that are laws against humanity, the simplest things, we have to not do. Yeah? And by just simply not doing those things and putting our focus into the things that we need to do and establishing those things, especially while we're in an office of the government, yeah, we get blessed. Yeah? You're anointed. When you get the office, when you become a senator, you become anointed. When you become president, you become anointed. Yeah? If it's the office of God. But what if it's not? What if it's a Luciferian office? What if it's an evil office of really bad injustice, of a whole bunch of special interests and a whole bunch of greed and corruption? And there's no God at all in the government. And they actually take God out of the government. Yeah? And they put statues of Satan up in order to okay different religions. Because they can't accept the fact that there's only one God. Yeah? And Jesus Christ really did exist. Yeah? And Jesus Christ is a human being. And it's incarnated. And is meant to reincarnate. And there's a second coming. So the whole purpose of the Constitution is the second coming. And it's understood that that second coming would happen in America. And that the Constitution, the experiment of democracy, is the outcome of the coming of Jesus Christ. And it doesn't happen until after the appearance. And until then, that government is corrupt. From the very making of it all the way to today. It goes through war, injustice, corruption, all the things that happens in an inhuman society. That we want to take on these things. They go to socialism, they go to communism, they go to all kinds of things, and very few people take democracy. Because democracy means human rights. Democracy means not socialism, but the ability to do the right thing. True heart, true compassion, true caring. Yeah? Giving in your government, giving more than what you get. Yeah? Taking care of the big things that people can't take care of themselves. Yeah, that governing process is entrepreneurship, philanthropy. Yeah, it's all the people of America rather than being the way it is today. The people who are rich, they buy senators, they buy governors, they get their way, they get oil and all that. It's all going to flip to the other side. As of today, we have a lot of billionaires that are giving enormous amounts of their money free to society to heal humanity, feed children, and end poverty. That's just the beginning. That's what is going to happen. Rather than them buying senators, they're going to put all their money into helping humanity. So this is how the world's going to happen. And my work is going to be externalized over the next 2 years. And I'm going to be pretty busy with this guy Biden, and the vice president. Right now we're pulling Biden, the vice president, into the American Indian process. We're helping them become one with that reality. We're helping them realize their responsibility to the oil pipeline in Canada, and they broke that down. They ended that. And they're doing a lot of other things immediately to transfer all the evil that had gone on over this last 4 years, to wipe that away and bring it about in a right way. And that is great, because our president is of heart and our vice president is of heart. And there are an enormous number of people in Congress and Senate and the House of Representatives that are of heart. But their problem is the devil is amongst them. And he became president. And he became a league of 1/2 of the people of the government in the Republican side. And they all went crazy. And they didn't want to allow the president into his office. And they wanted to take over the government in order to stop that from happening. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. But we witnessed it. We watched it happen. And that's nothing compared to the way it was going to happen if he was to continue being president. And he brought in more and more of these people into the offices of government. And after another 4 years, you would have more earth disasters annihilating this planet beyond your wildest imaginations. More large stones would come out of the sky and wipe us away. More earthquakes, more violent tsunamis, more enormous volcanic eruptions will grow, because this earth doesn't handle this shit very well. And at a time of light, which we are in, the earth, it requires that light in order to heal, or it's going to erupt and it's going to have disastrous situations. And it's not going to be political. It's going to be just the fact that we don't have food. We don't have water. We don't have electricity. We don't have air to breathe. That's the way it's going to turn out with this government doing and continuing evil on a planet that's designed to be heaven. And at this time, we're moving it into the light, and transition is taking place. We're getting electric cars. We're manifesting into solar. We're getting rid of the pipelines. We're actually moving forward, and we're going to make a really big difference. But that difference is karma. It's karma. The earth is going to be hit in a catastrophic way because of humans' behavior. And that's just the way it is. But with me here and everybody waking up, it ain't going to happen. And we're going to watch the externalization of the healing of evil and its judgment, and how it changes as light comes in, as we bring in more senators that are of the light and more Congress that are of the light, and we get rid of these crazy wacko conspiracy idiots. And it's going to take at least 5 to 10 years to get rid of all of them. Because they go in and out of office. But after that period of time, we will usher in year 2025, we will usher in an awakening into the earth that will be so extraordinary, and it'll happen all within Aboriginal realms. That nature, the natural nature inside of people who can wake up to that nature will be the first people who will be blessed. They'll receive that energy so much that it'll change the hostility, the anger, the loss quality of their nature, feeling lost, weighed down by all the evil on the earth. When they're the way showers, yeah, all of a sudden that is lifted off their mantle and they receive peace. And that'll happen in the year 2025 and thereon.